Hey guys, welcome back. So today in Photopea, we're going to be working with something called layer mask. A mask, like the word implies, will allow you to hide part of a layer or show part. Why do we need masks? Well, good question. Usually, in the past, you've learned to make selections in Photopea, and after you're done with selection, oftentimes you erase the background, you copy and paste your selection to a new layer, or you do something of that sort. The problem with that kind of editing is that it is called destructive editing. Destructive editing means you are erasing or manipulating pixels in a way that you cannot undo. So yeah, maybe it's not a big deal you erase the pixels, but let's say you exit out the document and then you realize, oh crap, I need those pixels for later, or I changed my mind. When you work with destructive editing, those pixels are poof, gone forever. What we want to transition to in this class is something called non-destructive editing. Non-destructive editing means instead of erasing pixels or manipulating them in a way that can't be undone, we simply just hide them. They're still in the document, they still exist in the frame, but we can't see them. And so that's non-destructive because if I change my mind, I can just pull back those pixels. And that's what layer masks are really great for. The mask will let you hide parts of an image so you can see underneath it. And then if you need that back, you can always get it back. So I'm going to show you how to use layer masks today. Let's start off with this image just as an example. I have these two photographs of these beautiful scenes, but I really just want the trees of this layer but the sky on this layer because I love this pretty gradient. Now in the past, I might have, based on what we know, right? I might have selected these trees, inverse to get the sky, just because it's easier to select the trees, deleted that sky, and because I deleted the sky, technically I would see this sky underneath it because I removed them. Problem is, that's destructive, meaning I will never have these pixels there again, and that's a problem. So let's use a layer mask to help us solve this. Here's how you add layer mask in Photopea. You can either go to your layers panel and you'll see on the bottom, the fourth button over is a square with a circle inside. That is the symbol for a mask. When you do that, you should have something that looks like this. There's always a little link. And then if we're doing this, it's a white square. This is a white mask. When we work with masks, we work with two colors, black and white. Now, it's going to sound like a weird statement, but this will help you remember. Black conceals and white reveals, meaning if you use the color black in a mask, it's going to hide pixels for you. But if you use the color white in a mask, it's going to show pixels for you. So right now, our mask is completely white, meaning we can see everything on this document, this layer. But if we start using some black on here, we're going to hide part of our layer. FYI, the other place you can add a layer mask is layer, raster mask, and you either have a reveal all, which is a white mask, or a hide all, which is a black mask. The reveal all is the one that you usually get when you click this button down here. Let's start off simple with just a white mask. Now it's really important when you start like painting with black or white or anything like that, you have your mask activated. And you can tell it's activated because it has that little white dotted line around it. When you click on your layer thumbnail, that's you working on the layer. So in this instance, I actually want to start off working on the layers so I can make a selection. And the amazing thing about layer masks is that I can use selections and masks together to make some really beautiful, clean lines. So I want to select the trees on this. I'm going to use a magic wand because I feel like the trees are all black. It should be relatively easy to select. Now that I have a selection I like, I use the magic wand. You can use any selection tool you want when you're working with masks. They all work. I actually want the opposite. So I don't want the trees. I want the sky because I want to hide that sky. So I'm going to just inverse the way we've done in the past. And now I have this pretty selection of my sky. Now when I'm using a mask, again, I need to make sure it's activated. So once I have my selection, I'm going to click from the thumbnail of the actual layer to now the mask. And what I want to do is use black to hide this. So I can fill this entire layer with black and it is going to hide it because I'm on a mask. To do that, I can use my paint bucket tool. It's with your gradient. You could hit G twice. You want to make sure down here in your colors that you've selected black as your color that you're going to paint with. And I'm simply going to click down. And when I do that, it has filled my mask, if you see here on the right, with black. And we talked before that black conceals. So all that has happened is black has hidden that sky that's there so that I can see underneath. Now if I deselect, I can see the sky from the image underneath, but I still have my trees. And now I have a photo blended with another photo, but I've used the mask to make that combination non-destructive. So if I change my mind, and I want to disable my layer mask, I can see that those pixels from the original sky, they're still there. So my photo is intact. If I enable my mask again, I can see that I have my edit. So this is really the greatest form of editing we can do as a class because nothing has been destroyed here. Every pixel remains intact, but we still have a beautiful design at the end. And that, in a nutshell, is what a layer mask does.